Good morning, dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. So, welcome to science class. Today we are going to start new chapter. How do organisms reproduce? Reproduction is the process by which living organisms produce new individual of the same species. Why is reproduction necessary? What is the need of reproduction? It is necessary for the survival and increasing in the population of species. If organisms do not reproduce, their population decreases and species will become extinct. Therefore, reproduction is very important process for the continuation of a particular species. Suppose we take an example of lion. If the lion will not reproduce, what will happen? After few years, the species will extinct, right? So reproduction is important for the continuation of a particular species. Now the question is arises that do organisms create exact copies of themselves? Organisms produce either identical or similar looking offsprings depending on the mode of reproduction used by them, but they are not exact copies of their parents. And DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid molecule in the chromosomes in the nucleus, is responsible for the transfer of characters from the parents of the offsprings, right? So during reproduction, the reproductive cell produce two copies of DNA which separate into cells. The DNA copies will be similar but not identical to each other. So the new individual have slight variation from their parents. This is the basis for variation and evolution of new species. Right? As you people have some characteristics of your mother and father, but you are not exact copy of your parents. Right? Yes, your height matched with your father, your skin color can match with your mother, your hair can match with your father, but you are not the exact copy. You are quite similar but not exact identical or copy of your parents. Right? Now we see the importance of variation. Why variation is important? Variation means difference. DNA copying during reproduction is important for maintaining the body design of different organisms to survive in the existing environment. As we see that environment is constantly changing, like the temperature, climate, water level, etc. So if organisms do not adjust themselves to the changes in the environment, then their species will become extinct. Right? So variation is necessary to adjust themselves according to the environment. If there are variation in some individual of the species, they may able to survive the changes in the environment. Right? Otherwise they will be extinct. They are not able to adjust with the environment. So variation is necessary for the survival of different species and for evaluation of new species. Now, types of reproduction. There are two types of reproduction. One is asexual reproduction and another is sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is the type of reproduction in which single parent is involved and it occurs without the formation and fusion of gametes. Asexual reproduction takes place in unicellular organisms like amoeba, euglena, and some plants, and certain multicellular animals like hydra, sponges, etc. On the other hand, sexual reproduction, the type of reproduction in which two individuals of different sexes, male and female, are required. Each of the two individuals must be able to produce gametes, sperms and ovum, Thus, sexual reproduction involves the formation and fusion of gametes. It generally occurs in dog, donkey, monkey, and human beings.